Oosh, 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 oosh. My nigga. Well, welcome back to another episode of this podcast. Today is a man that I have a tremendous amount of love for. I hope you feel it, brother. But there's many definitions of success. For myself, one of them is independence. To be financially, emotionally, and also spiritually independent. If you have either one or more than one or all of them, I feel that's a level of success you can be quite proud of achieving. But this man, he has achieved a definition of success to me that I feel is more valuable than all of those combined, which is the capacity to love and keep your heart open despite of the struggles and pain that one faces in this life. So thank you so much for joining me, bro.
And kita hiyo sunet.
I actually really look forward to shooting this. Can you please introduce yourself and where you come from?
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much for sharing. We love. Likewise, I have so much respect and love. We'll talk more about it. So my name is Shiva Loganathan. I'm from Chennai, South India. Here in Chennai, people know me by the name Logan. Yeah, and I'm Tamil, which I'm really proud to be identified as. Tamil is the oldest known speaking language, so I'm part of that culture.
Okay. So growing up in Chennai, like a thing that we discussed with you on multiple occasions is the standards of living in India compared to the West or even here in Southeast Asia is incomparable, I would say. And what they have in India also is this thing called the caste system. And this is my limited definition of what it actually is. Please explain more after. But it's based on the darkness of your skin. Am I correct to say that?
It's one way of identifying the caste. So yes, when people ask me when they want to travel to India, when they are in Thailand and they travel to Asia, I often tell them, consider India is not part of Asia. Just because you travel to Thailand, Vietnam doesn't mean that you are prepared to go to India. India, it's a whole world of its own.
Right.
And it is, nowadays, it's not very strongly visible, but let's say I carefully use the word but because it's very internal. So the caste system is how they have segregated people from different communities, different social background and different professions. And it's also there to protect the vulnerable people and to give them a quota or a fixed supplements or you say that provisions from the government. So I'm from a caste called, in English, they call it the most backward class. So you have the backward class and then you have the most backward class.
That's crazy named.
And in my language, it's called Vanya Kula Kshatriya. Basically, Kshatriyas are the warriors. Vanyas or they are from a profession of people who do, let's say, merchants. But they are not actual merchants, but they are from that generation.
Okay.
So I'm from, in English, it's called most backward class. Yeah. I'm from that caste system.
Yeah, wild. And would you say, like, in the name, the most backward, is that seen as the lowest caste you can be a part of? Or is that no? Okay.
No, I'm so privileged in that sense that even most backward class is such a high level. Like even in that one belt, let's say, for example, you mentioned the word darkness. Let's say, take a pyramid.
Right.
Okay. So top of the pyramid is white.
Yeah.
The more you go down, the more darker the skin becomes.
Yeah.
And since I'm from a coastal area, naturally my skin color is black. And the most you go the different caste system that you go down, they become very black, they become very lean, different body structure, different facial structure, different like facial hair. So you can clearly identify people who are from which caste. So since I'm black and also from most backward class, uh, it's so interesting because even in that belt of most backward class, my mom's side of the family, they are privileged, like actually privileged, really good uh, economical background. I would not use the word rich because for me, rich is a complete different group of people. So my mom family is more wealthier than my dad's family, and my dad's family is from farming background.
Yeah.
So I got my body, my skin, the way that I look from my dad's side, and my dad's side is indeed the lower side of the economy because they are farmers, and they are type of farmers. They used to work in different people's land. So even in my belt, I would say I would consider I'm the like the middle, and the lower you go are people who are more economically weaker.
That bit. Okay, I understand. And how big is the like discrepancy? Like how, according to your caste system, how do people treat you, whether it's Indians or others?
I wouldn't use the word Indians
Right.
because when we come out of India, they call us Indians. If I go to North India, they would call me Madrasi. They would use the word Kala. Kala means black.
Right.
So I'm a black. So in India, I consider myself as black. And in my city, they would not call me black because Chennai city is dominated by a different caste, and they're all wealthy in their own way. Wealthy not in like economical status, but in people power.
Okay.
So yes, with my family, even with inside my family, I would get discriminated.
Okay.
So when I go to my mom's side, they would treat me so differently.
Right.
That's where I learned that this is how people start to treat me.
Yeah.
Like when I went to my mom's side of the family, there my mom's brother, uncle, and they're all white, and I'm black. So I would be the only black skinned kid roaming around with all the other boys. And since my dad's side of the family is poor, and my dad was not very gifted with money, so the way that he would buy us clothes, I'm so grateful that he even able to buy the clothes. So it would be completely different from what my mom's side of the family would wear.
Okay.
So when we go to festivals and stuff, and we would all be together, but the way that they would look at me, not smile at me, not give me gifts. I never received gift from my mom's side of the family. Only my uncle's sons, they would get gift. And I remember writing letters to my mom's side of the family to buy me gifts,
Yeah.
and I never received. So the, having that kind of treatment made me believe that this is how the outside world would treat you.
Right.
So I never realized that was discrimination on people put me in a category till I was like young or youth, and I started to go to colleges, and then I realized like this is not how people treat you.
Okay. Okay. So it wasn't until college where you realized that it was actually a problem,
Yeah.
but you were aware of it since an early age.
I experienced it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use the word aware because aware is like you know what's happening to you.
Right.
Like I thought that's how people treat you.
Yeah.
I thought I cannot say no or I cannot say yes. I will just do whatever people ask me to do. Like whenever I go to my mom's side of the family, when we go to festivals or summer holidays, they would ask me to do household work. And I thought this is my role. Like I need to wash the dishes. I need to fold the clothes. I need to wash the clothes.
Okay. Okay. So as a man who made his way, like you left Chennai, you lived abroad, did you feel any discrimination from people from other countries when you were traveling?
The most discrimination that I felt while I was traveling, because even coming out of Chennai and traveling India is a really huge thing. It's unheard of in my family. because you only go outside when you go to schools and colleges. And since I am from a very lower economical side of my family, and when I found a job and went outside, and they did not believe that why this person is going, because you can only go for education, or you only go for jobs which you get through education.
Right.
But when I went outside, they did not consider, they did not understand how did this guy go. And when I went to Delhi, that's when I understood that India is big, India is so huge.
Yeah.
And then I felt a new kind of discrimination.
Okay.
Like instead of calling me in the caste, they started discriminate South Indians. And like I have been stopped. The most vibrant memory that I have is that when I tried to enter a mall shopping complex, they stopped me and they asked me, "What are you doing?"
Right.
And he's asking me in Hindi, "Kya kar rahe aap?" "Kya kar rahe tu?" Tu means like little direct. You can only say tu to your friends, like you.
Yeah.
But if you have to say respect, like "Kya kar rahe sao?" It's like sao. So I was like, I'm going inside. I was like, and they asked like, "You going inside?" I was like, "Yes, I'm going inside." And what business do you have? Are you like Zomato driver, which means like are you going to buy a shop, or like are you a driver or delivery boy? I was like, no, I'm going to the mall.
Okay.
And they were like, once I started to speak English, because I'm not fluent in Hindi back then, and when I started to speak English, and the way that they looked at me completely changed.
Right.
And suddenly I had this respect. And I realized like, okay, I understood that he was discriminating me the way that I looked because I was black. I had beard, and they couldn't apprehend that this person is just normal. And when I started to speak English, and the way that they interacted completely changed.
Yeah.
And he saluted me like, okay, sir, you can go inside, sir.
What do you think is the fear they have? What is it? And even deeper, is there any statistics that show that people of different caste systems commit more crimes, or any reason to be more afraid, for example?
So I wouldn't associate crime with caste, right? Because they are easily manipulated.
Right.
So they are vulnerable.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. Like how I understood that doing household work is my thing to do.
Yeah.
Doing crimes, they believe that they're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And they're controlled by people in power.
Right.
So the English word is scavengers. In my language, they are like there's a word I'm not able to remember. They're called Nari Koravar, which means that Nari means fox. Koravar means some people who collect it. In English, it's called scavengers, people who go and scrap and take stuff.
Right.
And people would give the money to do stuff, and they would not know what they're doing. So it depends. Because of that, people associate, if you look in a certain way, you are categorized to something mischief, or you are a thief. That's why they stopped me when I was going to the mall. They thought that I'm going to steal something.
Right.
The way that I looked and dressed.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So, what was the path for you to not break out, but to transition from your hometown, which I'm guessing not that many people do? It's like it's a very small percentage that actually like achieve what you've achieved, which is like set yourself up stably in another country. What was the path for you to get out of that?
Because just being stopped and limited, I went to a very government school.
Right.
And I did not get, I was blessed to be part of that school. I had amazing experiences, but it was not enough for me to get jobs. It was not enough me to sustain and make more money. So I realized that the way that you speak and the way that you start to behave, people start to give respect. So I learned English by watching movies, like just Cartoon Network. I watched like 24 hours, just cartoon.
Yeah, me too.
And I learned English. And most of my English and humor comes from American television
Yeah.
movies.
Right.
And I picked up the accent. My Indian accent is not very strong, but I start to speak English very fluently in a flow. I don't stop between the words. So it comes across educated.
Yeah.
So I realized like the more English that I was able to speak, I was able to use the internet. I was able to do research. I was able to learn stuff through internet. And I realized like, yes, this is the way. Education is the way. Like the way that you get educated and educate yourself, it's a ticket literally. And I understood that I need to leave my house. I need to leave this caste system, this belt. It's basically a chain which doesn't allow you to go outside. Right. Because it's so built in a system that even if you go outside, you only go through a certain level. Like, for example, people who are doctors, right, engineers, teachers. You have to be in a specific position in order for you to go outside. So I did not do any of those education. I did bachelor's of commerce, and then I did master's of social work. And even social work, you can only work in orphanages. You work in old age houses.
Yeah.
You work in a place where you have to do service inside.
Yeah.
So my masters allowed me to do volunteering outside.
Yeah.
And then I went to North India, and then I felt like, okay, this is my ticket. I can actually, I felt like it's actually doable.
Yeah.
You can go outside of India.
Yeah.
And this mindset, it's basically a mindset which makes you believe that you cannot go outside. You have to stay inside. So for me, the thought process shifted that, okay, I'm like anyone. So when I came to Thailand, people start to discriminate you as Indians. So when they would, like if I go outside with group of friends who are white, who are not Indians, they would get more attraction. They would get like, Swadika, how are you doing? And I would not get
Right.
because I'm Indian.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, I think we can segue into this because like Indians do have a kind of a bad reputation here in Thailand. Actually, maybe not just in Thailand, in a lot of countries, right? And it's not to sound racist, or like like from my observations, right? Like Indian men have a very different way of acting and interacting with society, especially when it comes to women, which is what I see a lot of Indian men, they travel here for, because of like the sex tourism and everything. Like, what do you think it is about Indian culture that like has that energetic field of like, I don't know if sorry if I'm sounding offensive, but like in a way like very animalistic view of like the opposite sex. Like, what do you think it is about?
It's very deeper. Like, for example, uh, the Indians that you would see in Pattaya or Bangkok who makes this nonsense would be from North India.
Right.
So the Southern Indian men like me or from let's say Kerala or Andhra or different other states of South India, we would not, the ratio would be very less compared to the most of the North Indians.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a state name because I could be wrong. That's why I said North Indian.
Right.
Because in India, male to female ratio is very less. Okay. Like in the 70s and 60s, even in the 80s, like, you have to have male child. It's like a privilege to have male child. So if you see in some villages, people would have like 7 kids and 8 kids. Since I did social work, I interacted a lot with villages, rural and tribal. I was able to understand why do have people have so many kids, and they would have like 5 girls and 1 child. And if you see the ratio, they would have stopped having kids after a male child.
Right.
So basically, they're trying to have male child, and when they get male child, they stop. And even if you go backer, like for example, I'm 38 years old. So if you go like 30 or 40 years back, when they have an infant who's a female,
Yeah.
they would kill the infant.
Right. Like China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could say like Indian.
Yeah.
Like, so they would give a certain kind of milk. It comes from a cactus. It's weird that one of my favorite plant is cactus, but they make this milk and they give the infant baby, and the baby would die. And they would have a doctor in the villages who would give this milk to the baby because they don't want to have a girl child. Because if you have a girl child, which means that it's expense, it's not profit. You need to spend money for the girl to trigger warning. You have to send money. You have to have money to send the girls to school. And when they go to school, after that, they need to get married. And you need to spend money for the marriage. And after the marriage, the girl will go to the boy's house. So basically, for the family, there is no return.
Yeah, it's a bird.
It's a burden. There is no returns. And people believe in the rural area that when you have a girl child, it's a curse for your family.
Yeah.
And the government, you cannot find the gender of a baby in India. It's a crime. Because the government could not help people to understand you cannot treat the girl different.
So they it's like kind of the like not all the North Indians, but like that those type of men, they kind of see women as second classes in a way.
They don't even see a second class. They don't, for them, like since now, these days, there are not enough women in the country.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say not enough women because women don't, nowadays, women come outside
Right.
because there's a lot of awareness. People started to see them as equal.
Yeah.
But still in some state and some men, let's say some men, they don't see them as equal.
Right. So is it right when people say like it's not safe for a woman to travel to India alone? Would you say there's some truth behind that?
It absolutely, it comes from fact.
Okay.
It comes from fact that what we see in internet and news.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't say it's entirely true.
Yeah.
You cannot call some experience and put it all over India. I know so many of my friends who go to India and have an amazing time.
Yeah.
You need to know where you're going.
Yeah.
You need to know where you're putting your leg.
Yeah.
Is it deep or is it infected or is it safe for you to do? Just because you go to Goa, you have a good experience doesn't mean that you can go to another state where it's like really dangerous.
Right.
The education is very low.
Yeah.
And people see, like, for example, one of the reasons they say it's not safe for women to travel because there's just a lot of men. They don't have boundaries. There is no concept of boundaries. If you see a white-skinned woman,
Yeah.
you get instant attraction.
Yeah.
And they feel like, oh, I need to go and take photo. They don't even ask you. They come and take photos of you.
Yeah.
And they come and touch you. And since the population is so dense, there's so many men.
Yeah.
Okay. And when they see someone like this, and they don't see Indian woman like that. When they see someone who's foreign, who's white,
Yeah.
and they think that they can do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would do it to also an Indian woman. Like there are so many cases that when you read about it, you feel like, don't call them men. Is that even like human?
Right.
What you've been able to do. So those men, when they have enough money and they come to a place like Thailand, what would they do? Do you think they would go to temples?
Right.
Yeah. So that's why when they come here, they go to Pattaya. They find themselves ladyboys. They find, I don't want to call them because they find
Sex work.
sex workers, and they try to exploit. They feel like since you are a sex worker, I could do anything with you. That's where all this image of Indian man comes from.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, like, this is a kind of a heavy topic to touch on. Obviously, India, you and I both know that it shares such deep spirituality and gems, which I definitely do want to get to. But perhaps to leave this topic, what is some advice you can give to Indian men who are looking to, I don't know, come out of the shell and experience cultures other than what they grew up in?
I would say to be curious.
Right.
Because when I come to Chiang Mai, I found it difficult in the first few months to see skin.
Yeah.
Like to see legs, to see hands. And I thought like, am I an objectifying woman? Because my eye just goes to the skin, to the hands and legs. And then I thought like, I haven't seen that. I haven't experienced. No one have taught me how to see someone in the eye.
Yeah.
So be curious and not judge yourself. And okay, if you see someone who has less clothes, I wouldn't say less clothes, but not someone who you would not see in India, not try to think that they're available, or be curious, speak to your friends, understand the culture. We are from a very respectful culture. In India, we respect women as gods. I mean, you respect everyone as gods. So when when you would respect your mother as a god, you need to bring that cultural diversity when you travel outside and be curious and not judge instantly.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's good advice. Thank you, bro. So, like, what, I know we've touched on, you and I have both shared fair share of challenges in childhood and adolescence and growing up. What are some big traumas that you experienced when you were younger? I know we touched on, sexual abuse, physical abuse, but is there anything that you can share that's really kind of shaped your life and finding this path of healing and helping others heal, helping others, being of service to the greater good?
I would say there are. How do you rank the best trauma?
Yeah, what's the most juicy trauma of your life? 1 to 10.
So the most still which harms me whenever I sit with medicine is the abuse that I experienced as a kid, like sexual abuse,
Right.
which traumatized me and which sent me a path not trust men, not not trust brothers, and I had a really difficult relationship with men, being a man myself, like uh, and that crippled me, took my confidence away, and because it's so normalized, like I thought it was normal that this is what you should experience as a child. You can see, like, I have had older men when I was child, and they would just ask you to sit in the love. I would never understand why would they would do it.
Yeah.
When you travel in bus and they were like, come and sit, someone they would ask you to sit on the lap, and you would not know what is happening to you.
Yeah.
And since you get your hormones working, and then you understand that this is what they do, and then you lose trust in men, and I lost trust in other people,
Right.
and then to a point where I felt like I have to do something about it.
Right.
I need to help others. I need to protect. I developed the savior complex of helping others, helping others, helping others, and not speaking about what happened.
Yeah.
That also shaped me to be in this path that I am. The second most traumatic experience, if I had to put it in order, is just the skin color.
Yeah.
Like I would like get stopped in the mall, like I had spent before. When I go to temples, they would ask me to look after slippers. They would put the slippers outside, and they would ask me to stand next to the slipper and look after, and they give me money for looking after it. And I thought like I'm not equal as everyone else. If someone is like fair skin, I'm not equal. Even now, like I'm so comfortable with non-white people, not in a bad way, but I'm very comfortable with non-white people. But when I'm with a group of white people, I feel like this this trauma comes out saying that I'm not equal, and I believe that I'm not equal, and I would not engage with them. It's like it's so real.
Yeah.
And now, I'm blessed to have beautiful friends
Yeah.
who have helped me to see the beauty that I have, just being myself.
Right.
So that is my second most trauma.
Okay. Let's go back to the first one. Go go into a bit of detail, like what age were you when, this happened, and perhaps how you processed it back then to compare how you process it now, if you can.
So I would say I was like 7 or 8 years old uh, when this series of events has happened, unfolded. I don't remember the exact physical experience, although I remember them as memory because it was very traumatic. Trying to save someone's life, you would say that I was threatened that if I don't do this,
Right.
something like
So you were trying to protect people that you cared about.
yeah.
And in that act of protection, you became the victim.
Yes. Yeah. I was frozen,
Right.
so you don't know what's happening after it. So I pretty much blocked it off.
Yeah.
Because my parents or elders, I don't have words to explain, or I don't have words to ask for help. I just continue to be normal. So that blocked it off. So for the longest time growing up, I did not know what is this whole thing was. And I remember in the 90s, I speak like I'm very older. In the 90s, you have this leprosy campaign happening in India.
Right.
And then you had the HIV campaign happening in India. And there was a lot of awareness around it. And when they were giving awareness to HIV, and they talked about it came from like men having sex with men.
Yeah.
That's how it, like one of the explanations that they were giving, because we were in boys' school and they had to explain about how it's not because you only have sex with women, but you can also get men having sex with men.
Yeah. Government propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
And then growing up, I thought like the memory comes out, the body remembers. I don't remember. The body remembers like something happened to you, something happened to you. And I thought I had HIV for a long time. Scary. And I lived with the fear for a long time. And then to a point where I went and spoke with my school when they were doing the testing and the test came negative. I felt like, okay, something has happened to me. That's why this fear is coming from. And then the actual memory came when I was traveling in a bus. And then this guy was standing next to me, and then he grabbed, can I say the word?
The dick.
Yeah. He grabbed my dick. I was like frozen again.
Right.
I was like, what is happening? Like, can this even happen? Like, maybe he was like, he did not touch. But you can, like, the hand moved and I was so disgusted. When I froze and the memory came, I was like, fuck. Like, okay, now I understand what has happened. So that's how I process, like, blocking off.
Right. Right. And what about now? Do you trust men more now?
At first glimpse, it's very difficult to trust. Okay. I'm just going to say, they need to earn my trust. Yeah. Like, I need to see them. I need to see who they are, right? Not just the mask that they wear, like the struggles, their life story, what they do for living, their values. If I don't see their values, I would just speak and then I would not trust. Like, if they don't, maybe I look down on them, but I understood that not everyone deserves your trust.
Right. Right. Do you trust me?
I trust you after when we did the first.
Suppose I was. Yeah. Yeah, we can get into that story. Yeah, no, I thank you for sharing, brother. I think it's so much more common than we think of male sexual abuse. I don't know. I think that yeah, I mean like when the society tries and suppresses you from coming out or bringing awareness to the situation, then it just becomes a bigger demon. Right? The more you suppress something, the louder it's going to get. But as myself, like growing up, also experiencing sexual abuse to intense degrees, I feel as though it also made me distrust men. And I think this path of healing and evolving requires you finding trust within yourself first,
Absolutely.
right? Like I go into a situation, whether it's with men or women or like a bunch of white people, scary. But I think that if you trust yourself, that is the best anchor that allows you to discern who else to trust in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so good that you say that trust within.
Yeah.
One of my mentors is a woman. I was so blessed to have her as mentor, and she is the one who told me like the reason why you don't trust men because you don't trust yourself,
Right.
and that really impacted me. Like I have to be comfortable with myself
Right.
in order for me to be comfortable interacting with someone else. And the reason why I started trust you because I trusted myself that I can be friends and I can be equal with someone. I don't have to look up someone.
Right.
Like the minute I started to see everyone as equal and not someone who's above than me, I start to gain the access for me to trust someone else.
100%. I think that's the message that, you know this because you've met so many fake gurus or like whatever. There's heaps of them, right? And it's like even people that I'm helping, I'm like, hey, I'm human as well. Like, please don't put me on some pedestal because then you're gonna develop some kind of unhealthy attachment. And then when the bubble breaks and you find out, hey, I'm not perfect, I'm just holding space for you, then you're like, oh, I can never trust people, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, like, it's important to see everyone, like, neither higher or lower, just they are, they are. Yeah. Yeah. So let's move on to the juicy stuff now, because like how we met is through plant medicine, right? Doing St. Pedro was the first time I met you. I didn't know you didn't trust me back. But what has psychedelics or San Pedro or ayahuasca done for you that you feel that you were lacking growing up?
Let's talk about my favorite medicine of them all, grandfather.
Yeah.
It's like uh, the medicine helped me to love myself more, love the bits that the traumatic, the bits which was hurt, which I felt like I should not touch them. Like embrace them. He made me embrace the whole being that I am. Like he made me realize like love is not only all the joy, all the sunshine.
Yeah.
It also what else is come with it.
Yeah.
If there is a pain, you can embrace the pain with compassion. It's trying to teach you something,
Okay.
and that helped me to love myself more.
All right.
That was my first breakthrough. Like I had so much love, I had so much compassion.
Yep.
Like before medicine, I would help people, but it would come from a space of like I feel sympathy for them. They are suffering. They need to be helped. They need to be helped. The medicine showed me like you are not anyone who's supposed to help anyone.
Mm.
You show your compassion with them, and if they want to be helped or if they want the compassion, they will also open up.
Yeah.
So after medicine, the way that I would help people, it would come from compassion rather than an savior, because I'm not here to help anyone.
Right. Right. And would you say that your experiences with other medicines like ayahuasca is completely different to how you experience washuma?
Bachuma was more about feelings,
Right.
values,
Right.
more about cultivating more compassion with myself.
Yeah.
Um, it was more about me being my perfect Logan,
Right.
like me being Logan.
Yeah.
Mother Ayahuasca, oh my God. She has opened layers and layers of doors that I did not even knew that I had. Like for example, I had this condition with my hands where I only have like 8 working fingers. Like these two, I can only open, or if I have to put like they can grip, but I cannot use them.
What's the condition for?
It's called a Hairama. It's Japanese term Hairama. Uh, it like 15 years ago, I stopped. My fingers stopped working, and then I lost so much of my muscles.
Yeah.
And then the coordination went away from my left hand.
Okay.
And I did a lot of series of tests, but I couldn't. In back then, they did not know what was happening. They did not have the name for it. And the doctors concluded by saying that you have to limit your uh, the way that you live your life. You cannot do normal functions, so you need to look after your body and limit yourself from doing normal functions.
All right.
And that's how I lived my life for the fast, not including the last 2 years, but 12 years, something like that. I lived with limitation.
Limitation. Was there any pain, like physical pain? Or
So
stuff?
if I stop doing Surya Namaskara and stretches, the pain will come back. So basically, there is no cure for it. If you don't work on yourself, the nerves will not stretch and it becomes more pain. Like in winters, I'm just in pain all the time. Like the pain is here. The pain is here. And sorry, the pain is in my fingers. So I need to stretch. And I thought it was a limitation. And while one of my brothers, Atum, he told me like, "Do you want to play guitar?" I was like, I don't know. I cannot use the instrument because my hands are not made for the instrument. And he said like, Why don't you find the instrument that you can play? And in ayahuasca, I was just laying down and I was crying, feeling so sorry for myself. And then I asked Aya, like, why do I help people? I serve you, I do everything, but why do I have this body? Such a limitation. And she said that it's a limitation if you want to believe it, otherwise, it's a gift. Imagine that if you did not have this, would you have come and see me? You would have typed your life away. You would have stayed in that job that you did not like. You would have not traveled. This condition allowed you to start looking outside the box, outside the city. This helped you to learn English more. This helped you to go out of Chennai. And this is why you're here. So why don't you use what you have and not envy people what they have? And then she actually showed me an image of harmonium. And then I felt like that's one instrument my 8 fingers can play. And then so it's not like I learned these instruments. It's basically like my body is made for harmonia. So having those reflection in ayahuasca, maybe it's Mother Aya, maybe it's my higher self, or it's just this limitation belief wanted to break. So Mother Ayahuasca helped me to see that this is not limitation. This is a gift. This body is a gift. You can still able to serve the way that you want to serve, that you can only serve in your own way. You can play the instrument in your own way. So as much as grandfather helped me to build my values, Aya helped me to build myself with all the values which was already inside.
Right. And was there any fear going into psychedelics or plant medicine? Was there any fear from your conditioning or from your culture?
I did not knew that I was going to do sun proto when the first time I did it.
Right.
I thought it was going to be cactus tea and music. That's what I was told by my friend.
Right.
And the minute that I drank the tea and then they tell me it's like, because they were explaining me in the orientation, my English was not that good. I could not able to understand or follow. Instead of asking, I just sat. So I did, if I knew it was going to be plant medicine, I would have had the fear. Because I did not knew what I was doing, I was just thrown into this world of psychedelic.
Yeah.
So, but I would fear to sit with Aya for a long time.
Yeah.
Because the way that they would explain, you have to lay down, you have to just surrender. I cannot surrender. I have to be in my guard. I have to know what's happening to me. And first time drinking ayahuasca, I was shit scared. I was so scared of what's going to come. You helped me. You said that, I don't know whether you remember or not, you said that Aya told you to bring me to the medicine space. And I had only trust in you and Peter. I did not trust the medicine. So I was like, I'm going to surrender to these people and see what's happening.
Yeah, you surrendered right that night. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. And how do you see it now working in that medicine space? Like, what does it give you now? Is it the same profound realizations, or do you see it as just allowing yourself to be there in a deeper energetic sense for others?
So I would say if I been called to sit in a ceremony, I would just say like, how can I be of service? All right. So my intention is like, how can I be of service in that space? And please let me know how can I be more humble.
Yeah.
Because I want to be there for people the way that others have been there for me.
Okay.
So now the intention would be to go and do service and give back to this wonderful community, wonderful space. And also, I speak to people, like I'm a social worker and I work with young people. I do leadership counseling.
Right.
So I ask question to people.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm in that energetical space, energetically I can interact.
Right.
And then ask people questions.
Yeah.
And be there for them. So I feel like the skills that I have gained, I want to give back.
Yeah. Yeah. So working with young people, what do you see as the most common struggles that young people, and what ages are we talking about? Teenager or early 20s?
So my skill set and expertise are from college students, let's say 18 to 35. Okay. In India, youth is considered from that, yeah, adults, 18 to 35.
Right.
So the challenges for them would be since I only work with young people who come to social work settings, they would come from a space of anger.
Right.
Like, this discrimination happening, women need to get empowered, and they would have so much anger towards the society.
Yeah.
There would be compassion, but it is misguided with anger. So there would be a lot of I need to change something. I need to see impact immediately. So my way of working with them is to just give them space for them to be themselves.
Right.
So my counseling would be, I'm not going to tell you something. I'm going to help you to experiment the leadership skill that you have.
Right.
So that's what I also do in plant medicine. When some people come, like, I need to get answers. I need to have this. I need to change my life. My life needs to change the next day. I would just sit with them and go through it. Okay, this is what happened. Let's see what happened here.
See, that's the thing, man. And this is what I want to talk about. This is what I like to talk more about. Is the fact that, like, the younger you are, the dumber you are, the more impressionable you are, the more easily swayed into yes, right, wrong, no, or, like different ways of like all these things, man. Like all these things. I have no problem with anyone's personal choice. I just wanna say that, right? Even though people are gonna maybe view my words in the wrong way, but I truly don't give a fuck because I'm just so sick of seeing it, right? Like when you're too extreme on one end or the other, like you've lost it. You've lost it. And kids are so vulnerable. When you're young, you're so impressionable. Like you're so open to what other people's beliefs are, even though it might not be right. It's just a way of channeling your anger. Hey, instead of like talking and working through and finding somatic ways to release anger, you're gonna target another group of people, whether it's, left versus right, or like hippies and police or wars. You're going to find a way to project your anger onto someone or a group of people. And that's really just a irresponsible thing to do. And that's why I'm so against like agendas or like parties or like movements. Whether I don't care if it's like fucking Donald, you're with Donald Trump, you're against Donald Trump, you're with whoever the fuck, like if you're so extreme, you're clearly just doing it from a place of like righteous prosecution. You just want to prosecute a group of people because like you can't resolve this anger for yourself. It's just like what we're talking about before, like fucking white people who like feel the need to take on the suffering of another fucking race of people. Like, oh, you're so sad. I wish my life had more suffering like you. It's like, man, like shut the fuck up. Like chill the fuck out,
It's like, so I worked in a program which was funded by the UK government.
Yeah.
And thank God for them to create such a program where I was able to work with young people. So this program allows a group of 10 young people from the UK and 10 young people from India. They come together and live in a rural village for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was volunteered in that program. And then since I know the cultural background and been a social worker and that program, they hired me. So I worked with young people. That's when my youth work started. And these people from UK, when they come and they go to villages, they'll be like, we were working on women empowerment, okay? In that village, women would not come out of their house. Yeah. Women would not go to school. Women would only stay in the houses. They would only stay in the kitchen and they would only eat in a certain time. And we were placed in that village to understand the cultural background and see what you can do. And these young people, they come into the village and they'll be like, oh my God, women should go out. They should do this, they should do that with so much anger.
Yeah.
And they would tell what the villagers should do.
Yeah.
Instead of living and understanding why it's happening.
Yeah.
Like you cannot come and stop the suffering from anger space.
What's the name of the village so I can move it?
Man, why I was saying this, people when they fantasize suffering,
Right.
they have this hero complexity. They feel like I want to help you, I want to do something, and they go to extreme.
Right.
They go to this extreme bit and they do the same thing where the villagers men they're doing the same thing. They are extreme and you are extreme.
Yeah.
You cannot change the world. You are extreme.
100%.
Like I don't. So I had lot of friends from all gender,
Right.
and I don't disagree or agree with them.
Yeah.
You can actually disagree with someone and actually be friends with them. Hmm?
Yeah.
You tell that you are a different gender.
Yeah.
You can be that.
Yeah.
But you don't give that idea to a child.
Money.
Because child doesn't know, a baby doesn't know.
Yeah.
As elders, you had the opportunity to explore and identify yourself as a gender as an older person. So you have that extreme, I wouldn't call it extreme, you have this ideology. And you are pushing that ideology to little kids. It's not going to happen. I wouldn't connect that with colonialism. When the white people came to India, even now, there's like the streets are like garbage. You are eating food with your hands. You don't know shit about my country. You don't know what suffering that we are doing. Don't bring extreme. You come and live with us and understand what's happening, and then let's create idea together. You cannot change the world, or you cannot help someone with so much anger and extremism.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but and that's the funny. I guess that's the trap for me, is because when I see that, I get angry. It's like when someone tells you not to do something, the first thought in your head is go and do it. You know, and I think that like you just gotta give people the space to find out for themselves.
Yeah.
What's the best way to go?
Yeah.
And as you said, like the child is so young. Like when you're like, I don't know, like until you're like 9, what the fuck? You're not thinking about gender. You're just discovering your fucking body, how it works, and what's happening. And as adults, it's your responsibility to create an environment safe enough that they can do what's natural to them. And the more seeds that you plant, oh, hey, there's this, but it's okay if you want to be that. Or are you sure you don't want to be this? Then it just creates mass confusion. And, different cultures have their own ways of dealing with it, right? But in the West, it's just gotten so liberal to the point where, like, they're trying to enforce this on other cultures that won't take any of it. Like in my stance, it's like you can be whatever you want. You can call yourself whatever you want, and I'll even respect that. But don't go to like different parts of India and tell them what's right or wrong, or how many genders there are, or like how many like what's like race or whatever your beliefs are. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it's like, so in Hinduism, there is Shiva's one of most powerful form is Ardhanartha. So basically half man and half woman.
Right. Right.
So transgenders are considered as gods.
Yeah.
It's very sad that they are being exploited. Yes.
Yeah.
Although we have accepted this India, where the Kama Sutra has been made. So it's been in generation that people know how to work with their bodies and how to respect.
Right.
And then it's not more exposed as the Western countries, because India has also been dominated by the British, and when they left, they have given a set of rules, a set of laws that we still follow.
Yeah.
And it took long time for Indian government and some states government to legalize same-sex marriage. So things happens, okay? Now the extreme is like they make movies and they put characters who are like complete out of the blue that they are like gay or they're like different gender, and they force that to people, and they're like, this is what the world is happening, and people are less scared, like, what is this?
Yeah.
They don't have the vocabulary, they don't have the knowledge. You had to start from low and explain to them, this is what it is. Don't tell us extreme, like this is what's happening outside.
Right.
The culture will not take it.
Yeah.
Because it's alien to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, totally. I mean, like, like I believe strongly in masculine and feminine energies, and I also believe strongly in harmony. And as you mentioned that deity, like I think that like, many saints and gurus also talk about merging masculine and feminine energy together. But I don't think that you can do that through violence.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that you can do that through violence. I don't think that you can, like, you know, I'm sorry to be, you know, a bit vulgar with my language. I don't think you can cut something off and then adopt the energy of it straight away.
It cannot happen.
Yeah, how
You are. I have friends. I have met people. I'm not against it.
Right.
I just feel there is so much agony in the body.
Yeah.
Like there's so much pain. Like you cannot force. You have the feeling inside. That's a different thing. You are forcing your body to change to something which is not biologically, and there is pain in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's extreme.
That's extreme. It's extreme. I mean, like, you know, even in the animal kingdom, this is the last subject. This is the last topic I'll touch on this subject, because I don't wanna stir too much up. You know, I wanna make it clear. I respect people. I respect your choices. You know, as long as you don't enforce them into fucking me, my kids, or my community. But you know, in the animal kingdom, there's so many species that are homosexual. You know, there's so many species that are gay. There's also species that invert with their biology their sex. Like seahorses, a very common one. But there is no species that, you know, will be very violent and cut something off and then pretend it's the other sex when still biologically they can't do that. You know. Yeah, but you know, I mean, like, this is for people to discuss on their own. I think at the end of the day, I think creating space for people to understand their emotions better is always the right choice.
And the compassion.
Yeah, with compassion. Yeah, which I do lack sometimes. Like, I get it, you know, like if you've really spent like most of your life believing you are the opposite gender, and you've tried everything to kind of be like, hey, is this really the right way to go? And then you decide to change something, and you feel like if there's no way out, like, for sure, like, you know, go for it and do that. But to put it into the kid's head, and this is normal and this is should be accepted, I think it's dangerous.
Yeah, and also, for example, no one did that to you when you were a kid, right? And not for everyone. People have got abuse. Like, if when you go to a stage and when you had opportunities to learn about all this concept and then you become open to it,
Yeah.
you had to give that opportunity to a kid, to a child, to guide them and not tell them your ideology.
Yeah.
Like, if it is a baby is a boy, the baby is a boy.
Yeah.
Biologically is a boy. Biologically a girl. And if they're growing up, you need to help them. And if to a point where they feel like this is not true, let's sit and explain to them. Let's work with compassion. Instead of saying to a baby, you can call whatever. It's really difficult for a baby to call them whatever. That's not how you guide a child.
Yeah, 100%, man. Oh, sure. Okay, so, you know, like, what another thing about, like, I've been to India. I've been to Rishikesh, which is quite popular. Also Varanasi, because I've heard so many stories, particularly from Ramdas, about the holiness of India, which I do believe is very strong and you can feel it. I want you to, yeah, speak to me what it's like growing up with these stories. I know you grew up Christian, but I'm sure you grew up learning about different deities and saints and gurus, and what it's like growing up being also exposed to that level of spirituality that is kind of not comprehensible in the West. Like, do you still believe in enlightened beings? Do you believe they're alive? Have you met any? Do you think that they are here to shift things in the world, or do you think they're here just to, like, when people are ready, they'll appear? You know.
So I have met enlightened beings that, like, I have met people who call themselves enlightened, and I have met people who just made me feel like $1,000 just being near that. I have met people in the streets of Tiruvannamalai and Rishikesh. You just feel like there was this one rishi that last year in Rishikesh near the river Ganga. I just sat with him, and then the way that he spoke about nothing, he was just speaking about River Ganga.
Right.
And the way that he explained to me about the mother Ganga and how she purifies, I just felt like, man, you don't have to be anything to be enlightened.
Right.
It's a stage that you attain inner self. And I have met Sadhguru. I don't want to say that he is enlightened or not enlightened. It's just that their vibration is so high. Like you just start crying when you're like, I don't follow him, although what he says works for me. They're like higher vibration beings. One of my yoga teacher, like yoga philosophy teacher, just sitting in his class is just like you feel so happy. Like their body has got to a stage with all the practices. Their energy is so high. So I feel like enlightened beings are just people who are in a different vibrational zone. And just being with them, you can feel. And if you are touched with your inner self, and if you have done practices that you connect with your higher self and just be at present, when you are being with them, when people like this, you can feel.
Okay. And what do you think the role of someone doing a lot of practice, like yoga, different forms of yoga, and achieving these higher states of consciousness and vibratory rates? What do you think their role karmically is here on Earth?
So I would give an example from my social work context. I have met people who have been in this field for like 50, 60 years. And when you do a practice, when you do a work to a level where you start giving, your being is just begin overflowing with these compassion. And then you show people like this is how you share compassion. Like for me, a person with high vibration, their role is to let people know that you can also be here. You could also share this with someone else. The more you do work on yourself to a stage where it start giving back. Like there are so many people, the yoga teachers that I have met here in Chiang Mai in India, they just do classes for free. Like they're not going to get anything because they're doing that practice. So you do your practice and you share that practice with someone else. You don't get anything back because you're still doing your practice, but it went to a stage where it starts expanding. So for me, it's like this is how I see a value. If my practice gives me love, okay, if my practice of meditation gives me compassion, and then more meditation I do, it's like a radar. Your compassion radar gets big. It gets big. So all the values that you do. So if you do plant medicine of doing service and being love and kind, so your values must expand. And whoever comes to this radar, you will interact with them with compassion and love and kindness. Like some people do yoga, it's my yoga day. Tuesday is my yoga day. Wednesday is my yoga day. They only practice compassion in that matter.
Yeah.
When they go back to the real life, the practice is not there.
Yeah.
So how do you do the practice in the mat and how do you do that in real life? So your radar gets big. And naturally, whoever comes to the radar, they feel the compassion. So for me, all these enlightened beings, all these enlightened masters, people who are masters in the field, in musicians, directors, actors, like they don't only do good things in movies, they do good things in real life. Directors or music directors, they feel really good music in them and they make the music and they put it outside. Everyone who hears that music feel the same love. So that's what the roles are. If you reach a stage where you start practicing that with everyone else, you help people be themselves and practice something that they find inspiring.
Right.
So I feel like this is what the role of people like this.
Yeah. And do you believe in the relationship? I know this is even a bit sensitive, but do you believe in the relationship of guru and disciple? Whether that guru is manifested into an incarnation in the skin or whether it's a deity in some other realm.
So for me, I would call, there are many gurus, but one guru I always connect with Bhagwan Osho. Like uh, growing up, I have seen news about him. I did not see him or he was not alive, but you would hear Tex Guru, Sex Guru. And I did not know what it was. And then I saw this documentary, Wild Wild West. It just made me curious about this guy. And then I did a lot of research and I saw his videos, and the way that he explains concept is just mind blowing. Like this guidance he gives to people, and that I connected that with really much. So guru can be anyone that you can surrender yourself to them, and you need to connect with them what they're saying. Like for example, I connect with a lot of things what Sakru is saying, but he's not my guru. Like I don't connect with the way that he speaks with the medicine.
Okay.
Like I found it really difficult
Yep.
what he said about Mother Aya. He can be an enlightened guru, but if you not experience something, then how can you have any concept of giving an opinion about it? So I felt it really difficult to connect with him. So he's not my guru. He's a teacher I can go and learn from. Hmm? So I feel like a guru is someone who gives you tools so you can experiment about yourself.
Yeah.
He can disagree with you, but he allows you to experiment yourself, and he don't tell you what is good or bad. This is how I see gurus and teachers.